Hi, Battlefield fans. Craig Nielsen here for BFL34 Undefeated. Right now, I'm sitting in studio with a gentleman who's going to be on the main card, Mashreghi, a Battlefield veteran, and coming to us on Skype is his opponent this Saturday night, Micah Brakefield. Gentlemen, thank you both for being here with us today to talk about this upcoming fight. Really going to be fun.
No worries.
Well, let's dive right into it. Question for both of you. There have been some talk. You guys have been both in Battlefield for such a long time. 21 combined fights for both you guys. Quite possibly the most veteran fight in Battlefield history. But you guys go back a long way. You know each other. You know each other quite well. Yes, different weight classes, but there's been some talk that you guys have wanted this fight for quite some time, maybe even 4 years ago, where Micah did a controversial promo in his fight with then amateur heavyweight champion Adam Santos, where he sort of said some disrespectful things, and you called him out on it, Ash. You wanted this fight?
Well, I want to fight everybody. It wasn't really to Micah, but I want to fight everybody. It doesn't really matter. It's not a personal thing.
Micah, do you remember what I'm talking about? Were you aware of what Ash said about you way back then?
I wasn't aware that he was. I was aware that it upset Adam Santos and Brazilians, apparently, but I'm not too worried about it.
All right, like I said, you guys have 21 combined fights between you. And I think only once has the fight gone to a decision between those 21 fights. You like to both come out of the gate quickly, take it to your opponent. Do you we'll start with you, Ash. Do you think that style of fighting is going to favor you against Micah?
100%. You know what? I got nothing but respect for him, but I don't think he'd keep up with my pace. No way.
You just don't think there's any way. Micah, what's your response to that?
First of all, I don't think it takes that long to get a submission, but no, I'm definitely going to be ready to keep up with any pace that happens in this fight. I've trained real hard and I've been eating real healthy, so I'm ready to go.
Ash, you made your comeback to Battlefield. Tough start as a pro, but then you came back in November of 2013. You've rattled off 4 straight wins in Battlefield to get on the positive side of the ledger in terms of your win-loss record. You fought in that comeback. You fought Stu DeLerme. Everybody kind of counted you out. You were 0-3, and they said, Ash is going to get taken down and submitted real quick. But as we saw in that fight, your takedown defense was so good, and you came away with the victory. Now, of course, Micah's a wrestler. Do you think that his wrestling is going to be a problem for you in terms of where the fight is going to take place?
I don't think so, man. He's going to keep taking me down until he gasses himself out, and I'm just going to keep shutting it down until he gasses himself out, and then I'm going to go for the finish.
Now, Micah, you mentioned your submissions a little bit earlier. Can we read from that you are going to look for the takedown and go for the submission quickly? Like, do you think Ash's takedown defense is good enough against a guy like you?
I spent 5 years training at Burnaby Mountain Wrestling, wrestling against NCAA athletes. I know I can take people down. I'm not worried about that. If he thinks he can get back up, I guess we'll have to see on Saturday night. I'm willing to bet if I get that fight to the ground, we stay on the ground.
What do you think?
Well, if this was wrestling, man, I'm sure you'd fucking take the win, but this is MMA. I gotta punch you in the face too, right?
Ash, Micah has a KO win over Justin Lansing, and that fight, it was a while ago. Not a lot of people expected Micah's hands to be so good, and then he comes out and he gets that big KO win. Now, he's going to have some reach on you in this fight. Do you think his hands are going to pose a problem for you?
No, even if he lands a punch, I have a feeling he's going to break his hand on my face, and I'm just going to keep coming forward. You know what I mean? I got a hard head, man. Hard head.
Micah, we talked about your takedowns and your submissions, but any chance we're going to see those hands fly on Saturday night?
Well, first of all, I know Ash is not Justin Lansing. He definitely has stand-up. He throws pretty nice combos in his last fight. The difference is he's been fighting guys who are kind of afraid of him before they get in the cage, and I'm not going to be afraid. Like, if he comes at me wild, I'll be able to get a takedown, but I train my boxing every day. I spent my whole camp doing this with Ken Tran and the guys at Titan MMA, and I'm definitely ready to show off my skills in MMA, not just in wrestling and jiu-jitsu.
Mike, we've touched on this already, but let's get a little bit deeper into it. Ash's majority of his losses has come from submissions. But he's a different fighter now. He's rattled off 4 wins in a row. Where do you think his submission defense is at right now, and do you think he'd be able to get through that?
In mixed martial arts, I'm not worried about other people's jiu-jitsu. I'm very confident in my jiu-jitsu. If I get it to the ground, I roll every day with brown belts and black belts, and I'm getting submissions from different angles. I've got a different style that I'm pretty confident in.
Ash, where do you think your submission defense or your submission offense is at?
I don't think I'm going to give him the chance. You know what I mean? I have a lot of respect for jiu-jitsu. You're good, man. You're good. But it's not going to be on the ground. I'll tell you that right now. We'll be standing up all fight.
So have you been really working and drilling that
100%,
takedown
man. The guy's
defense?
6'5", man, and a wizard on the ground. Why would I go in his world? Come on now. I ain't a dummy.
Micah usually fights at middleweight, 185.
Yes, sir.
You're kind of more of a natural welterweight, 170 pounds. Now, of course, this fight is a 180 catch. But again, you know, he's the tall. You just mentioned he's 6'5". Do you think that's going to mean that he's going to be the stronger fighter when it comes into it, just being naturally bigger than you?
I don't think so, man. I do nothing but strength training all the time, and I still got 10 pounds to cut for this fight. People don't understand. I'm a big 170, so I don't think it's going to be a problem.
Micah, do you think the size advantage is going to work for you?
I have no illusion to think that I'm stronger than Ash. I guarantee you, if we were bench pressing or doing squats, he's going to win. But at the same time, I fought a lot of really strong, fast 185ers, so I'm not worried about his strength. But I've got ways around that with my technique.
All right, Micah, it's prediction time. Let's hear it. What do you think's going to happen in this fight? How do you see it going?
Ash is on a pretty good hot streak, and he's been winning a lot of fights. But sorry, Ash, you can't catch them all. I'm going to win this one by submission first round.
Which round?
I love this guy.
Micah, which round do you think?
Excuse me?
Which round do you think you're going to submit him in?
Round 1. There's no need to go to the corners.
Okay, there you go. Ash, what do you think?
Okay, you know what? This is those dream fights you dream about, you know? I don't like the easy fights. I want the super fight, man. We should be the main event. We're going to steal this show 100%. It's either me dropping him and finishing him in the first round or in a 3-round war. Either the two. But I still see me winning both ways.
All right, Ash Mashreghi, thank you. Micah Brakefield, thanks for joining us. Folks, Saturday night, BFL34 undefeated. This is a main card fight between Ash Mashreghi, Micah Brakefield. Don't miss it. It is going to be epic. We are going to be live on pay-per-view on Saturday night. We will see you then.
Yeah.